Somebody was asking about what I would recommend for like a young technician starting out, and really this is I guess this is the advice that I would give. A lot of people say it's almost impossible for me to guess what millions of people are going to buy, what they're going to do, how they're going to use them. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what, if you're going to work in aerospace. I don't know what you're going to do. You're going to work in heavy equipment. You're going to work on cars. You're going to work on, I don't know what you're going to work on. So I really can't tell you what's best for you. Leaning towards, obviously most people are leaning towards savings. Most people are leaning towards cars. So I'm just going to go with that. I'm going to go leaning towards cars. I'm going to go leaning towards savings. A lot of people will tell you right off the bat, get the best tools that you can buy as far as hand tools go. I guess I would have to agree with that. But the way I'm showing you right here, I think it works out for the best, really. This is my method that I would use if I were you. I would suggest this to anyone, to my brother, my sister, my cousin, my uncle, my aunt, anybody getting started out in the field. So basically, a lot of people start out, I will give you an example. I know a lot of people, they spend a lot of money on a lot of tools and they don't even use them. They're trying to sell them to me. I mean, we're talking about, big toolboxes. We're talking about expensive tools. They don't use them. So in their case, it didn't really pay for itself. They bought all these expensive tools and they don't use them. So this leans more towards cost savings, effectiveness. So let's say you're tinkering around, you want to be an automotive technician, and to be honest with you, it's not that great being an automotive technician. It's just not, and I just told you guys yesterday I don't work in the automotive field, but I have for years. I don't currently, but I have for years. So I do know what I'm talking about when it comes to this type of stuff. This has probably got to be one of the best toolboxes you can buy. It's all roller bearing for the price. It's $389. Get this box right here. It's a 44-inch. You can fit a lot of tools on it. It has a 2,633 pound. That's 2,633 pound capacity. Once again, it's probably one of the, it's not the greatest, believe me. It's not the greatest toolbox you can buy. But for the price, it is the greatest toolbox you can buy. Now, what I say when it comes to buying tools is basically, let's say you buy this, I'm going to show you all these other tools you buy. If you don't end up being a mechanic, if you don't end up being a service technician, if you don't end up doing this, you take this stuff home and you're able to work on your own car. There's no money lost. Whatever you do on your own car is going to pay for itself within the first 10 times you work on your car. All this stuff you see right here, I would buy this if you're starting out in the field. If you have a good place to work out and you're going to be in the field or whatever, go ahead. I mean, don't buy this. But even if you do want to buy a Snap-on, even if you do want to buy a really professional toolbox, which I do actually, by the way, consider as professional quality, but if you do want to buy something that's a little bit better, and this is 14 gauge, as is the professional toolboxes, by the way, it's the same gauge steel. Maybe made in China, may not be the best, but there's nothing lost, because now you're going to have a home toolbox to work on your cars at home. Well, instead of taking all your tools from your job and taking them home. This is your first toolbox. It'll pay for itself. I mean, think about it. If you're any type of decent mechanic, you're going to get paid that at least a week. So it's going to pay for itself in a week. By that, I'll let you know, for example, right here, this is what I got right here. This is the 299 piece ultimate easy read socket set. This may not be for you, because when I bought this was made in the United States. All my stuff is USA when it came to the Craftsman. This is every socket pretty much you need. And if you don't have impact sockets, who cares? They have a lifetime warranty. Use them on an impact. I've only broken one of these sockets over the years. One of them. They're not the greatest, but they work. I think they are made in China nowadays, unfortunately. So the price on this, you're looking at $399. I probably paid about $320 using a discount or something like that. It's 299 sockets from standard and metric. If you don't want to, if you're only going to be working on European vehicles or Japanese vehicles, don't buy this. Just buy maybe the Carlisle or SK tools or something like that, just to start out. And if you don't end up in the field, take those home and then buy your, if you want to buy Snap-on, you can buy them used on eBay. You can buy them, you know, you could buy them used. So, you know, you can move up with the tools that you're using on a daily basis. But to start out, just start with stuff like this. That's personally, I have this set. 43-piece standard and metric 12-point combination wrench set. Most of the things nowadays, they are metric, but this has standard and metric. So let me see. Let's do a little price comparison, right? Or price right now. We're at $389. Okay, let's say 400. 400. Fuck. 400. We're at 800 bucks. Unfortunately, I didn't pay that much. 800 and our 200. We're at $1,000. So this is give or take. But you're talking about stuff that you can have a lifetime. Things I've had for years and years and years. So we're at about $1,000. You can definitely, like I'm talking about, if you don't want the standard stuff, don't buy the standard stuff. A lot of metric stuff works for standard stuff. So like I said, if you just want the combination wrench set, get at least 10, I would say at least 8 to 19 millimeter. You can get a 10 to 19 millimeter set for probably, you know, cheap. You can go to a lot of different places as long as they cover it, and as long as it's a decent tool, just buy it. You have 35 bucks. You can get a metric wrench set from, I don't know, Napa or whoever, Carlisle, for a good price. So this is just a baseline. I'm just letting you know basically kind of the type of thing that I did. So there you go. We're at 1,000. But if you didn't want the 299 piece set, you didn't want a 1/4 inch drive, you didn't want the 1/2 inch drive, you know, you can cut costs by just buying the, if you just want to buy the 3/8 metric, 3/8, let me see, 3/8 metric, shallow, 3/8 deep, standard shallow, standard deep, you're looking at 40, 40, 40, 40, 160. It's about the same price. No, not the same price. Let's see, $299. Let's see, $399. So you're looking at let's say we'll be at about 600 bucks right there. Right here, you know, we're at 650. Go on here, get the channel lock set right here, made in United States. Pretty good, not the best. I would say the best is probably Knipex. If you want to move up, start buying Knipex and stuff like that. Get some this roll right here. This is 66 bucks, free shipping. So if you're getting the Craftsman stuff and you want everything, then you're looking at, you know, we're at like $1,100-$1,200. If you didn't want all that stuff, if you're not having metric, if you're not having standard stuff, we're probably out about $600-$700 bucks. $24 for that. Get that one. If you want the 1/4 inch drive, you think you use the 1/4 inch drive, that's 18 bucks. If you think you use the 1/2 inch drive, that's 29 bucks. So that's another 60-70 bucks. So like I said, if we're not using the standard stuff, we're at about 700 bucks or something. If we're not, we're about 1,200. Just get some wobbles. I'll get the wobbles, Harbor Freight. I'll get the wobble extensions. If you want to move up, go ahead and get some Craftsman USA. But if you're gonna move up from this, I would probably just go with some professional grade stuff, like you know, you could go on eBay and get it used, like some Matco or some Snap-on or whatever you got to use as far as torque wrenches and stuff like that. This stuff will, the stuff you can get from here, I mean, consider it just throwaway. Just get, if you know you need the 3/8 inch drive or whatever, just get the 3/8 inch drive for, you know, 25 bucks or whatever. And then when it comes time, move on. If you want to get something used from Snap-on or Matco or any other, or actually Carlisle has some really good torque wrenches, you know. So also from Harbor Freight, go ahead and pick up, you can get the hammers, 20 bucks for 5-piece hammers. Also from Harbor Freight, basically you can get all the adapters, the extensions. I would get your impact sockets. The professional impact sockets are $29. It covers everything from 10 millimeter to like 22 millimeter. That pretty much covers everything that you're gonna need. So, I mean, to be honest, to have a toolbox pretty much almost filled with everything you need, you're looking at anywhere between, and this is real lowballing it right here. I'm talking about real lowballing it, but getting things done. You can actually get things done with this. You're talking about anywhere between $600 to $1,300. And do me a favor and go on a Snap-on truck and see what $1,300 gets you on a Snap-on truck. You're gonna get 4 items. You're gonna walk off with a couple of ratchets and a couple of socket sets, and that's about it. And I'm not hating on them. I would have to say Snap-on sockets and Snap-on wrenches are some of my favorite. But like I said though, this can't hurt you, because let's say you want to upgrade, take it home. You want to buy a Snap-on toolbox after 3 or 4 years of doing the work, take it home. Now you got a home toolbox. Now you can work on your cars at home without having to take your tools that you used from work. Once again, I cannot possibly account for everybody's situations. I'm just letting you know what I feel is an option for a lot of guys out there. To be honest with you, if you're just doing stuff on your own and you're at home and you just want to be a do-it-yourself mechanic, I mean, you really don't even need a toolbox. If you got a garage and you can store it on shelves, all your tools, store it on shelves, as long as you can lock them up, you know. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But so if you're on a budget, eBay's your friend, Amazon's your friend, and Harbor Freight's your friend. If you want the best of the best, eBay's still your friend. And you can actually buy Snap-on Matco online. And if you get a student discount, you could get nearly half off when it comes to Matco. So if you're a student, you're looking at buying some good quality tools, this stuff will get it done. I have this set right here. I haven't broke a single one of them. So this stuff works. You got a lot of fanboys out there. They say buy this, they say buy that, buy this and that. When you're starting out, you're probably really not going to need a scanner. Just get a code reader, and that's what I would recommend to people. Basically, go with the if you want. I chose the Craftsman sets because it pretty much covers every single socket you're ever going to need, and I can't possibly, you know, account for what you're going to need. I don't know what you're going to need. What, and a lot of companies still use standard fasteners. I have to have standard fasteners because a lot of companies still use those. So a lot of you guys out there, you could chime in there. If you want to go instead of the Craftsman on the wrenches and sockets, go with the Carlisle. Good price, Carlisle instead of Craftsman. I really probably wouldn't go with the Harbor Freight sockets and wrenches. They're just, I don't like them. When it comes to wrenches and sockets at Harbor Freight, no. Especially when they skip sizes. They'll skip a 15 millimeter. That might be the only one you need. So, and then when it comes to specialty tools, you can rent a lot of your specialty tools when it comes to that. I'd probably get the Honda tool if you're going to work on Hondas. That's $15, $20 online. Go on Amazon, get that if you're going to be using that. Also the breaker bar, they get the Professional Series breaker bar. Just get your breaker bar for these people right here. But if you want to spend just a little bit more, if your budget's a little bit higher than what I showed, you know, between the $700 to $1,200, $1,300, just get the hand tools. When it comes to hand tools, buy the best you can, whatever you can afford. But I would rather have more of a selection of tools than just have. I would rather have, for $1,300, I would rather have the toolbox and all these tools instead of five, you know, two socket sets and 3 wrench sets and a screwdriver set from Snap-on. Because I mean, really, how much work can you do with that, you know? Oops. All right. So, thanks for watching. If this helped you, give me a thumbs up. If any of you other guys out there can chime in for some information for the young guys out there starting out, go ahead and chime in. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe.